Ni sekta ya kilimo, sekta ya ufugaji, sekta ya madini, sekta ya uvuvi na sekta ya uchumi samawati. If you look at the way our economy is structured, about 80% of the people of Kenya, especially those in the rural areas and those at the bottom of the social structure, 80% of the people of Kenya get their daily bread, their livelihood, from sectors in agriculture, livestock, fishing, and blue economy, and also the maritime economy and mining. Almost everybody. Kama mtu sio mkulima ni mfugaji. True or false? Kama sio mkulima na mfugaji ni mvuvi. Si ni kweli? Kaunti za pwani karibu zote mambo ya uvuvi na uchumi samawati. Kaunti za Nyanza uvuvi, uchumi samawati. Kaunti za Rift Valley, kaunti za Central mambo ya kilimo. Jamii ya zote za wafugaji mambo ya ufugaji wa mifugo. If you address those sectors, you will have solved Kenya's economic problems big time. Na hiyo ndio bottom up. If you can support the economy of pastoralists so that pastoralists get better value for their livestock and the value chains in the livestock industry, you'll have solved a big problem for many people across the country. So that's what we are focusing in. And I know Isiolo, maybe a small part is agricultural, but the bigger part is pastoral and rangeland. Is that true? So the livestock sector, therefore, is very critical for Kenya Kwanza. We are making interventions to make sure the livestock sector brings wealth to as many people as possible at the household level. That's why, for example, we are insisting on the voluntary vaccination of livestock to give it ability to withstand epidemics, but also for us to work on the emerging livestock market outside the country, which requires certain health standards, including immunization for our beef and other livestock products to enter the markets in the Middle East and the other parts of the world. Okay? Kenya is the third largest. Kenya has the third largest livestock herd in Africa. Kenya kwa idadi ya mifugo tuko namba 3 katika Afrika baada ya Sudan na Somalia. With 22 million cattle, with 50 million small stocks, sheep, goat. So we are a powerhouse for livestock and livestock ecosystem, like livestock sector value chains. We must vaccinate our livestock so that we can now start exporting livestock and livestock products everywhere in the world, and we have enough market already. President Ruto signed last month a very comprehensive agreement with the United Arab Emirates government, and we are also closing in on other Middle East countries so that our livestock can enter those markets, but we must vaccinate our livestock. Other than that, except the meat and milk and other products, hides and skins and the leather value chain has been wasted for years. Hides and skins are almost thrown out, away to dogs and hyenas. Some are sold at 20 shillings, 30 shillings a kilo, isn't it? Others are given out for free. the hide and skin and leather value chain is one of the most valuable aspects of the livestock value chain. That's why we are setting up the leather industrial park at Kenani, which is almost getting complete now. And before the end of the year, it will be commissioned. That huge livestock leather industrial park in Kenani, in Mavoko, is going to take all the hides and skins from Kenya. Ata demand haitatosha. And the value, the price of hides and skins will go high. But the leather industrial park is also a value addition hub ya kubadilisha ile ngozi ikue leather, from hide and skin to leather, and then from leather to leather products like shoes, bags, etc. The employment, the contribution of that hide and skin and leather value chain in the economy. Right now we are getting less than 10 billion. But with that industrial park operational, and we hope it will be commissioned before the end of the year, we will raise the input into the economy of the leather value chain from 10 billion to 150 to 160 billion a year. Hiyo ngozi si ni wafugaji watauza, alafu pia watoto wataandikwa pale. Right now the leather industry employs 17,000 people across the country. That intervention alone by the Kenya Kwanza administration, which is almost complete, will create an additional 120,000 jobs in that leather industry. Industries that use leather to make leather products are now angling to set up shop in Kenani. We have over 300 applicants in the expression of interest that was given the other day, including top-notch global leather product companies like Gucci, which make designer bags. They want to come and set up there. That is how you transform a country. You don't transform a country by talking and by throwing hate, division, and tribalism. And you develop a country by saying, how can we convert the resources that God has given us, different parts of the country, from agricultural produce to livestock products? How do we transform that into the wealth and distribute that wealth to as many people as possible, especially those that are at the bottom of the pyramid? So I've just given you an example of what we are doing as we speak. I went to visit that leather industrial park with just a few things remaining, like the tarmacking of the road, about 17 kilometers are yet to be done. There's a bit of upgrading of the power substation, which is ongoing before the commissioning. The warehouses are ready. The water effluent treatment plant is complete, and that is 60% of the cost of setting up a leather industrial park, that effluent plant alone. So we are doing this to make sure that our pastoralists don't waste the resource that God gave them, their livestock. If they sell their meat, they sell their meat at good prices here and abroad. If it is leather, that leather is bought at a good price, and we employ young people in industries to convert that leather into leather product. You create jobs, create wealth, and make as many people in Kenya happy. I will not tell you what we are doing in fisheries and blue economy, because there is no blue economy in Isiolo. But there are some counties where we are looking at transformation in the next few months, because when we complete the fish ports we are doing in Shimoni and Liwatoni, the fish landing sites along the Indian Ocean and along Lake Victoria, that value chain is going to change the livelihoods of those brothers and sisters from those counties in a very big way. We are working with beach management units to give them grants to buy good fishing gear. A lot of work is happening, but there is nobody to tell the people, and what the people are being told is that nothing is happening and this government is doing nothing. So I'm just wondering what they will say when the president shortly in a few months goes and commissions the transformational Kenya Leather Industrial Park in Kenani. I wonder what they will say. And that's not the only intervention. I just give that as an example. Livestock and so on. So I want to say first, we are transforming, that is the second, other than macroeconomic stability, we are transforming sectors that impact on the majority of the people in agriculture, livestock, fishing, and blue economy, and mining. Na mimi najua hapo Isiolo pia, the potential for mining is huge, isn't it? Si tulikuwa na nyinyi pale Kom, and many other places. That wealth should benefit Kenya and should benefit the people of Isiolo. So again, I'll be calling a sector by sector working group to unlock some of the bottlenecks that are making Com and other places not to generate enough wealth for Kenya and for the people of Isiolo. And we've spoken with the new Minister for Mining. So when I call counties where mining has potential, Isiolo will be part of that discussion because we want to unlock the mining value chain. There's a lot of wealth on our soils, and the people walking on top of those soils are walking on gold and they are poor. Isn't that a contradiction? Yani kuna dhahabu hapa chini na wale wanatembea juu yake hana chochote. So once we unlock that ecosystem, it will have a lot of impact. The third thing we are doing is to build support infrastructure that will help these value chains to generate wealth for people and for the country. Roads, electricity, county aggregation and industrial parks, special economic zones, markets, and all these projects which are already happening. I'm not telling you what we will do. As we speak, we are building 400 markets across Kenya. 250 markets are being built as we speak. So the next time I come to Isiolo, I will be coming to inspect 1 or 2 markets that are being built. Ndio niambie contractor waharakishe, ndio ikikamilisha niite mdosi yangu akuje afungue. The next time I come to Isiolo, I will be coming to inspect the roads project which are ongoing. Niambie contractor harakishe, barabara ikikamilika niite mdosi yangu akuje akommission. The next time I come to Isiolo, I'll be coming to launch or commission last mile electricity projects in the areas in Isiolo where we do not have electricity. Isiolo is one of the counties with the lowest electricity connectivity percentage. We now have money because now the economy has been stabilized. We now have money for electricity as we speak. We have money for roads as we speak. See, kama tunaelewana. 2 years ago it was impossible. Every shilling we were getting, either we paid debt, salaries, or we handle the fuel and the currency stabilization and all these interventions. Today, as we speak, we have 36 billion for electricity. So nikikuja Isiolo, na waheshimiwa already mmeambiwa mupeane villages ile mungetaka priority. Those MPs will tell you from Isiolo. Na ile kamati tutaunda isaidiane na MPs tuhakikisha kwamba Isiolo benefit maximally from the 36 billion countrywide which is available for power. Na mimi nitakuwa pale nikifuatilia as I follow for the other counties across Kenya. Kwa sababu alisema tafuatilia Isiolo, watu watafikiria ni vile mimi ni jirani yenu. Si namna hiyo. So we have money for electricity, we have money for roads. Ile barabara ilikuwa imekwama, mimi nakuja kuangalia, ndio tutafute tuweke sasa pesa ya kukuamua. Tutakuamua ile barabara ilikuwa imekwama. So the next time I come to Isiolo, I come with those answers. So the next 2.5 years, there is going to be a lot of change. In fact, the people who are spreading hate against government will have nothing to say. They will be ashamed. Niliona rafiki wengine wetu ambao ni wako kwa upinzani, siku ingine wakiwa kwa press conference, na ukiwaangalia wamekasirika. Wamekasirika kwa sababu rais ako Western na anapeana kwa wakulima wa miwa kule Western bonus. Na tangu miwa ianze kupandwa kule Western na Nyanza 1922, this is the first time sugarcane farmers in Kenya are receiving a bonus. Viwanda ya sukari yote ilikuwa imekufa. Mumias, Nzoia, Miwani yote imekufa. Sasa rais ameanza kufufua. Tulikuwa tunaleta sukari kutoka nje. Ya? Wengine wenu hapa nyinyi ndio mlikuwa mnatafuta licenses ya kuimport sugar. Hiyo biashara sasa imefungwa kwa sababu we have enough sugar produced in Kenya by Kenyan farmers. So afadhali tufunge biashara ya mtu mmoja, lakini wananchi wengi mamilioni wapate nafuu. Kweli si kweli? Hiyo ndio bottom up. Hiyo ndio unaona inapigwa bottom up. Kwa sababu watu wanataka mambo ya watu wachache. Alafu sasa kwa sababu uko na pesa sasa uwe unaenda kupatia watu shilingi 2 wakupigie kula kwa sababu wako na umaskini. So pale Western bonus imepatikana. Mumia sasa, I was there. Sugar is being produced. People, before even the factories closed, people used to take their sugarcane, hawalipwi. Wafanyikazi, hawalipwi. Wakulima, hawalipwi. Saa hii, every week, every Friday, all farmers who have delivered sugarcane are being paid. Every month, all workers are being paid. At the end of the year, every farmer is paid a bonus. The same way in tea and coffee, farmers are paid bonus. Hiyo ni kuenda mbele ama ni kurudi nyuma? So we want to do the same for the economy of pastoralists. Ndio hiyo ng'ombe ngamia ikiwa ndio dhahabu yako, ndio chai yako, ndio kahawa yako. So nimeona marafiki zetu siku moja pale wakati tuko kule Western, rais anauliza tunataka tuambiwe pesa ya kupeana bonus imetoka wapi, na wamekasirika because they are wondering. Of course, you know, money from the exchequer is appropriated by the National Assembly, isn't it? Either that, I mean, there is no other way. So, if there was money from the exchequer, the National Assembly would know. Because even any withdrawals, even under 223, must go to Parliament for approval within 60 days. Isn't it? Ile ni pesa, ule mtu mwekezaji pale, amesaidiwa na serikali through some interventions, is made profit. Sasa rais amelazimisha wale wanafanya hiyo biashara, profit yako uchukue 30%, 30% uinvest kwa kiwanda, 30% you share with the farmers as bonus. Ndio ulisikia rais akisema mambo ni mambo ni mangapi? Yeah, so sasa nimeona marafiki zetu wamekasirika sana. They are very mad. So by the time tuingie mwisho ya hii mwaka, si nimekwambia ile tunafanya ya livestock, sijui ya fisheries na blue economy na mining na chai na kahawa na pyrethrum, they will be shocked